Hello, everyone. How are you today? I hope you're all doing really great. I'm doing great, and I'm excited about today's webinar. We are going to talk about guide to reaching any career goal. So you're going to get an overview of a portion of the work that I do with my clients and how we set our goals to set ourselves for success, to really make sure we follow through with what we said we were going to follow through and achieve our goals. So this process that I'm going to share with you today is a very well proven process that truly works if you follow it through and if you stay committed to really making it happen. So you need to commit to yourself that you're going to make it work. You're going to decide, you need to decide that not making it work out is not even an option. I always like to say this to myself. Not making it work out is not even an option. Why would I ever think that I'm not going to make it work out? It's never useful, is it? So if you have any questions as we are going through this training, please feel free to write them in the chat. I'm going to address them. Otherwise, let's start and let's deep dive. So this is what we're going to cover today. I separated this training into three main sections. In section 1, we're going to look into some of the most common reasons for why you're not reaching your goals. You know, when you set a goal, you said you're going to meet it, you said you're going to work on it, you feel excited about it, and then it doesn't happen, right? So we're going to look into those, and then we're going to learn how we can overcome those reasons. Then we're going to go into goal setting. I'm going to lead you through 8 specific questions that are going to help you nail down your goals. And in section 3, we're going to round that up with what do you need to be doing every single day? What is the action you need to be taking every single day so that you get to whatever goal you set for yourself in section 2. Okay, so let's go. So the first thing is that so as I said, there are 4 main reasons that I see why people don't achieve their goals. First reason is you're not fully committed. Okay, so maybe you think you want to make it happen. Maybe you wish that something happens, but how committed are you truly to putting in the work every single day? And how committed are you truly to decide that you are going to make it happen, right? Wishing for something to happen and deciding to make it happen and fully committing are 2 very different things. So you want to start by asking yourself, how committed am I truly in making my goal work out, right? Again, remember my thought. Not working it out is not even an option. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep creating results. I'm going to keep taking action so that I get to my goal. The next one that I see often is fear, right? Fear is a very big factor for why we don't reach our goals. And fear can be like different types of fears, right? I wrote here failure, fear of failure, right? So what if I do it and it doesn't work out? Fear of being rejected. What if I try and they tell me no? And fear of opinions, like what will others think about us going after that goal or achieving that goal or not achieving that goal or the overall journey. So these are the 3 most common fears. Again, you want to pause and ask yourself, what kind of fear do I have that might be preventing me again from going after my goals, going after my dreams, going after whatever I really want to achieve in my career? The next one, excuses, right? Different stories, different mind drama that we keep telling to ourselves. And listen, sometimes these excuses are going to be so subtle. They're going to sound so true. They're going to sound so realistic. It's going to be like, you know, you're going to think that this is actually really true. However, I want you to ask yourself, deep dive there and ask yourself, is this really true? So for example, if you say to yourself, I don't have time, stop there and ask yourself, is this really true? Do I really don't have time? Or when you say to yourself, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too whatever, or I don't have this, I don't have that, stop there and ask yourself, is this really true? And even if it is true, what can you do about it? right? There's always something we can do. Remember, again, this leads us back to being fully committed. If you are fully committed, you are going to find a way. You know that quote they say, where there is a will, there is a way. That's so very true. And the fourth one that I put here is overthinking and overanalyzing. This is such a block that I see often with my clients and in general individuals, thinking I need more information, I need more time, I need more sources, I need more whatever. Then you're thinking and overthinking. Is it really true? But what if this? What if that? And then you get caught up again with all these stories and you're digging yourself deeper and deeper until you have convinced yourself, like, actually, it's better not to. Right? So again, it's important to prepare. It's important to think, of course. It's important to analyze, but not to overdo it. And again, there is such a fine line between doing it and overdoing it, right? So you want to do it, take action. Then you do it, then you take action, rather than just getting caught up in overthinking, overanalyzing. That's not going to bring the results. So what to do about each of those? Firstly, as I've mentioned already, how committed are you truly to your goal? Why is your goal important to you, right? So start by asking, how committed are you truly? And if you say to yourself, I'm fully committed, I'm all in, ask yourself, why is that important to you? So what will happen? What will be different once you have achieved that career goal as opposed to where you are today? You want to explore your motivation. You want to get very, very clear about it, because that's going to be the driving factor, especially in those days that you don't really feel like it, when you don't really feel like doing any progress. Then you can go back to this. You can refer to this and be like, this is why I'm doing this, because I'm on the mission, right? I'm on the mission to helping individuals create careers they love. And this drives me. This is like, yes, let's go, let's do it. Right? This helps me to keep going and keep showing up and keep changing lives. Ask yourself, what is that something for you? With regards to fear, remember, you can feel fear, you can feel any emotion, and you can still go after it. You can still do it. What is going to enlarge fear and make it even stronger is you not taking any action about it, you not acting upon it, right? Getting stuck in your own mind. Because more we think about fear, we are feeding it, so to say. The way to get over it, or the way to make it smaller and more insignificant, is by taking action. Because once you get yourself out there, once you put yourself out there, you actually realize, well, this isn't that scary, or this isn't that bad as I might have thought, right? So you want to take action. Even the smallest, tiniest action counts. With regards to overthinking, no, sorry, this is more about excuses we're talking here. So with regards to excuses, you want to ask again, what kind of stories are you telling to yourself, and how are those useful? So I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that, I don't have time, it's not the right time, this, that. How is this useful to you? And how can you flip that so that it is useful to you? So if you say to yourself, let's say, I'm too young or I'm too old, use that, like, how can you think about how can you use that as an advantage rather than something that's going to stop you from going after, again, whatever goal you have set for yourself in your career. And the last one, this is overthinking, overanalyzing, putting yourself out there, committing to taking action. And this ties very nicely with how much do you believe in you and that you're going to figure it out. Because sometimes what happens is that we think that we need to have it all figured out before we go out there, before we put ourselves in the world, before we start taking action, right? But how about that you prepare just enough so that you can start taking action and commit to figuring it out as you go? That's so much more useful. So again, I encourage you to go through all 4 points that I've mentioned before. So explore your commitment, explore different fears, think about different excuses, think about how and where are you overthinking and overanalyzing, and think about how can you make all of that not be the stopper on your way to the goals. And also, it can happen, and it probably very likely will happen, that these kind of things start coming up as you go through the journey at different points of the journey. They don't necessarily need to happen at the beginning of the journey. So again, you want to recognize, this is what's happening. This is an excuse I'm saying. aha, this is how I'm overthinking this. Aha, this is how I'm using fear against myself. And then again, keep going. If you have any questions so far, write them in the chat. I'm going to address them. Okay. Section number 2, let's think about goal setting. So let's go beyond something that we think it's possible and realistic for us. Let's open our mind. Let's really explore different opportunities, different possibilities for yourself. Be curious about amazing things that you can achieve, because you can achieve. I believe in you, and I need you to believe in you too. Okay, so we are now taking a piece of paper, opening our mind to every possibility, every opportunity we have. We are not limiting ourselves. We are not saying to ourselves, oh no, there is no way I can do this. No, what we are doing is like, I can do whatever I set my mind to, and let's deep dive into that. So first and foremost, I would like you to think about, what are your big career goals, right? What are your big career dreams? Write down everything that comes to your mind, all sorts of them. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, it can be 20 of them. Write them all down. Don't self-sabotage. Don't limit yourself. We're just thinking about different goals, different dreams that you have, no matter how huge they might seem to you. And far as well, right? Sometimes our goals seem like, oh, that's so far, that's something I'm going to do in, I don't know, 20 years, whatever. It doesn't matter. Write all of it down. Now, without overthinking about them, without, again, overanalyzing and, any kind of these activities which stop us from moving forward, think about what goals from those that you have noted down can you fully commit, or do you want to fully commit, or you decide to fully commit, that's even better, for the next 12 months. All right, and you want to write down the date until you want to have all those goals achieved. The next part of the exercise, and of course you can always rewind this training, right? Go back, make sure to answer every question for yourself. And of course you're gonna need time for that, okay? I'm just guiding you through the process, guiding you through the questions so that you get an idea how the process really flows. So now what's going to happen? And that's normal. Remember, nothing has gone wrong, right? Your mind will go into, oh, but it's impossible. There is no way I can do it. What if this and that and blah, 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 right? Write all those objections down, all of them, whatever comes to your mind, whatever story your brain is offering when you think about achieving those specific goals within the next 12 months. And then, this is now a plot twist. We want to think about, how are those objections not true, right? How can you respond to those objections that your mind is offering at the moment? So if you say, for example, oh, but that's impossible, flip it around. You want to ask yourself, how is that actually possible? When you ask, or when, for example, you have, oh, there is no way I can do it, flip it around. Ask yourself, how is it true that there is actually a way and I can do it? If you say, what if I fail? You can flip it again around and ask yourself, what if I succeed? Right? So you see what we're doing? We're flipping those objections. How can you answer to those? How can you answer to your mind? And every time also when your mind offers a question, so for example, if you ask, what if whatever, answer it. Let's see, let's explore further. What if? Give yourself an answer. Question number 5 you want to ask yourself is, who do you need to be in order for you to accomplish that goal? So what we're doing here is we are fast forwarding 12 months from now, okay? And thinking, how is that person different to who you are today? Now let's go deeper into that. What do you need to think about yourself? So what are the stories you're saying to yourself? What are your beliefs? What is your future you thinking? What are your habits? What are your behaviors? How are you showing up? Who are you surrounded with? So what we are doing here is we are creating the future version of yourself And we want to operate from that space when working on our goals now. Okay, so you want to keep asking yourself, one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself is, what would my future me do in this situation, in this case? So for example, as you work on your goals, when you come to certain obstacle and you aren't sure what to do about it, how to go around it, stop there and ask yourself, what would my future me do now? You will have an answer. You will see. Okay? And question number 7 is, what do you need to let go of to become that person? Oftentimes we hold on to certain things that aren't useful to us. What are those things that are not useful to you? What are those environments? What are those habits? What are those stories? What are those people even? What do you need to let go of so that you can up-level yourself, so that you can get to that point that you wish to be in 12 months from now? Okay? And the question number 8 we want to think about is, we want to focus on how do we get there? We want to think about the strategy. So now you have your goal, you have who you need to be, and now we want to think about, all right, so how do I get there? What do I need to be doing? So I want you to think about 20 action steps that you can take that are going to bring you closer to your 12-month goal. Again, we don't want to think about perfect action steps. We don't want to overthink. We don't want to overanalyze. Think about just like write them all down, no matter how big or how small. Okay, so your goal is to start showing up, get moving, get going, engage in taking action, and all the rest you're going to figure out as you go. Okay, so that is the last part for the goal setting. So these are the 8 questions that you want to go again through. You want to take time to really deep dive into each and every one of them and take enough time for you to come up with really good and specific answers. And that's actually a point that I want to also mention here. As you're answering all these questions, you want to make sure you're very specific. Because as long as you're confused about your goal, as long as you're vague about your goal, you're not going to be able to take effective action steps. So if you cannot answer this question by now, right, write down a list of 20 action steps. If you cannot answer that, I would encourage you to go back and think about how specific are you about what you wish to achieve in 12 months. All right. Daily work. So let's break it down into smaller pieces. So now we have your 12-month goal. We have a 12-month future version of yourself. What you want to ask yourself, next you want to ask yourself is, what do you need to achieve each month to get to your 12-month goal? So what is the goal for you for every month from now on? Then we want to break it down even further into, what do you need to achieve each week to get to your monthly goal? So we, again, think about, what are your weekly goals here? And then we break it even further down into, what do I need to be doing every single day so that I get to my weekly goal, so that my weekly goal gets me to my monthly goal, so that my monthly goal gets me to my yearly goal. All right. And once you have these everyday tasks, everyday goals, then we think about, all right, so what are my tasks? What goes on my to-do list? What are my priorities for every single day? Okay, so that's what I have for you for today. So again, go through the whole webinar. Make sure to take enough time to answer every single question for yourself. And what I want you to ask yourself as well is, how much are you really committed to making that happen? And again, why that much? So you can rate yourself from 1 to 10. How committed are you to making this happen? 10 being the highest. And then why did you choose that number? What makes you say that specific number? Okay. Now, what's going to happen again? What's going to happen for sure at some point? There are going to be certain things that are going to prevent you from achieving and going through your different daily work. So we might have different emotions coming up. You might have different outside distractions, different external circumstances. What I would like to encourage you would be to think about, what are your non-negotiables? So what is something that you commit to doing every single day, no matter what might be happening, right? Even the smallest step The smallest progress counts, because all those seemingly small efforts eventually build up to huge differences. So think about that. Prepare yourself for that. Anticipate that there are going to be certain obstacles coming your way. So what are you going to do about it? How can you prepare yourself now so when that happens, you already know how to react right there and okay? If you'd like to take this work further, let's have a chat, okay? So I have a 3-month coaching program. This is one-to-one program. There are 12 sessions. It's just you and me working together towards your next career goal. We can do this work together as well in a very private and comfortable and fun environment. So if you'd like to learn more about that, reach out to me. We're going to schedule a free consult call. So we're going to have a chat about where you are at the moment, where you wish to be, and then we're going to see about how is a career kickoff coaching program suitable to you and how it can help you get there. All right. Thank you so much for today. I really enjoyed this. I hope you too. Please let me know what questions you may have. Anything that comes to your mind, feel free to share your main learnings. And I'm going to talk to you very soon again. Bye.